And hello everybody, welcome to the second qualifying race for the Farewell to Jane's Bros 400 here at Texas Motor Speedway. We prepare for the final 29 drivers to try and get the remaining 3 spots in this points race. This is race number 6 of the season. Okay, so, where is it, number 6? Maybe number 5. No, I think we are on race number 6. Anyways, we got Rachel Williams on the pole for this race. Alongside her, a guy who's definitely having one of the toughest seasons in the Snickers Cup Series. He, along with Jack Nate and Kenny McCurry, they have been outside of the championship, or out of the top 35 this whole season. That's Jack Richards. Then it's Tim Fiegel and Ralph Mason, the top 4. Let's get ready to go under the green flag, as here's the starting lineup for the race. Jack Richards, as I mentioned, one of 3 drivers who was a championship contender last season for the Snickers Cup Series Championship and is having trouble getting inside the top 35 in points. But Rachel Williams is trying to make a race here as she's going to get the green flag. Tim Fiegel right on the back bumper for this start-off, and he may make a move 3 wide here if he gets a run. He looks to the inside, but Rachel Williams will throw the block, and so Rachel Williams is the leader off here into turn 2, heading onto the back straightaway. Meanwhile, they're 3 wide back there. Ryan Juke got caught in the middle with somebody. Who was that? Tanner Sullivan made it 3 wide there. A few drivers piloting some different paint schemes, so be on the lookout for them. One of them's there is Jacob Lawler. So there's almost some contact back there, and that almost could have been a wreck. Tim Fiegel and Michael Harvey making some contact, but we're still clean. Great. No, we're not. Jack Richards, Ralph Mason, Jacob Lawler all slide up the racetrack, completely block the front straightaway, and that's a huge pile up on the front. Oh, look at this. Oh my gosh, this is off into turn 1 here. Christopher Blake. Oh, there's Bob Marshall. There's Bill Doberpool, Sasha Dawson, Brad Anamia, Jacob Lawler. There's Bob Marshall in the 87. Tanner Sullivan's involved. Sasha Dawson, I think I mentioned. Chad Skinner. Oh, Jack Richards outside front row. He's involved as so. Everybody having to miss that Hendrick Motorsports car. Ralph Mason, he's in it. And, oh, there's not Jake Rogers, that's Stephen Dillon. Stephen Dillon in the 12 car. He's in heavy-duty front-end damage to his race car. We're under the caution flag. That was about maybe 12 cars, I think I tallied up, that were involved in that. Let's see what happened. To put us under the caution flag for the first time today, Rachel Williams leads us on lap 3. Well, here's the contact right there. I think Ralph Mason gets into the 5 of Jack Richards, sends him up into the fence, and then Richards comes back down the racetrack, gets clipped by the 70 again. Look at Jacob Lawler in the Winter Fresh Chevrolet, number 51. Almost made it through there. Oh, that's a hard lick. Tanner Sullivan's in it. Look at Brad Anamia there. Gets flipped upside down. William Duncan was in it. Ryan Juke was involved. There you see Stephen Dillon getting his damage. There back there I saw Sasha Dawson. Oh, Levi Schoen's got some of it as well there in the 74. There you see the 87 of Bob Marshall. He's involved. And then just look at it all backed up here. Chad Skinner, Matthew McCormick, William Duncan. They obviously all got some damage. Watch the 87 go up and get a hard lick into the outside retaining wall right there. Luckily, it wasn't the driver's side door. Still sliding on his roof. That's Brad Anamia there in the 62 car. Christopher Blake, Bill Doberpool, Jake Johnson, Pichu London. All these drivers. Samet Ozcon getting some damage as well, as it was just a huge pileup that went from the front straightaway to turn 1. So we'll go back under the green flag. Got Levi Schoen's, Tanner Sullivan. They've repaired their cars, returned to the racetrack, but they are caught 1 lap down right now. Drivers that are out of the race, Brad Anamia, Jacob Lawler, and Bob Marshall. That's it. Only 3 drivers out of the race as a result of that. That really surprises me. Jack Richards, he's made repairs to his race car. There he is. He is still on the racetrack. Stephen Dillon, Bill Doberpool, Christopher Blake, Sasha Dawson. All those drivers that were involved, they're still on the racetrack. Rachel Williams is the leader. Michael Harvey second. Third is Tim Fiegel. Ziggy Bain fourth. Fifth, Jake Rogers. Sixth is Justin Perry. Aaron Reed is 7th, 8th Ricky James, 9th Jeff Ehlers, and the rest of the top 10 is completed by Mark George. So those two slower cars on the bottom of the racetrack, not sure how slow they're going to be. Levi Shones and Tanner Sullivan, they get not such a good restart as the leaders, so they are a little bit off the pace. That could play havoc with all these other drivers trying to make moves here, as Michael Harvey now trying to go to the inside of Rachel Williams. Oh, contact almost back there between Tim Fiegel and Ziggy Bain, but those two settle it out, still remain in 3rd and 4th as they try and run down the top 2. Meanwhile, Michael Harvey remains behind Rachel Williams, and the caution flag is waving once again. As Harvey looks to the inside, almost turns Williams. Oh no! Oh my goodness! Harvey is upside down. Oh! He got nailed by Samet Ozkan. Oh, flipping barrel rolling was the 89. Oh, Sasha Dawson's involved. Chad Skinner's involved. And Harvey goes for a wild ride down the infield grass. The car will land on all 4 wheels. There's what remains of Chad Skinner's machine. Levi Shones is involved. Pichu London is in it. Ziggy Bain, Tim Fiegel. Who else is that? There was somebody else there. Oh, Christopher Blake, Ryan Juke, Ralph Mason, Tanner Sullivan, they're on pit road. Oh, there's Samet Ozkan. I know he just nailed the 89 of Michael Harvey, sent him airborne. Sasha Dawson caught up in yet another wreck. And the caution flies one more time. And let's see what happened. That was a huge wreck, and that was a lot of hard licks taken right there. Now, Michael Harvey was going for the lead, and it looks like Tim Fiegel was trying to go underneath Harvey for second. And right there, Harvey makes contact with Rachel Williams, and that turns him sideways. And then the contact behind even turns him even further sideways. And you know what happens when the car turns sideways? It just slides up the hill. And Fiegel gets contact from Ziggy Bain there. And so those three just, there's nothing anybody can do to get off of each other. And into the wall they go. Try and see if I can switch to a different camera angle here, maybe a little bit better. No, doesn't look like I can. Watch Samet Ozkan right there. Oh, boy, look at the 89. Just get all that airtime. I think here comes Levi Shones into the picture with Pichu London. They get into Ziggy Bain. Jake Johnson gets turned by William Duncan, so he was involved in yet another wreck there. Meanwhile, further up here, there you see Michael Harvey's going to get nailed by Chad Skinner. Sasha Dawson's going to get into him, and that's going to send his car flying sideways. Barney Ward looks like he's going to get through that. There's what's left of Tim Fiegel's machine. And Michael Harvey, thank heavens, even though I don't think the 89 really ever got upside down. He got hit several times, but I don't think he actually flipped over. Right there he almost flips over, but it comes and lands back on all 4 wheels again. And there's what remains of Chad Skinner's machine. That car is done. He has climbed out of his race car now, and he's being assisted into the ambulance to be taken to the infield care center. Pichu London, he's involved, and Levi Shones definitely took a hard hit as well. Let's go back to green flag racing. Rachel Williams is still leading. Well, obviously, after all those hits, there are more drivers out of the race. We've got listed out of the race now the cars of Michael Harvey, Sasha Dawson, Samet Ozkan, Ziggy Bain, Pichu London, Ryan Juke was also involved in that. Ralph Mason's out, Chad Skinner, Tim Fiegel, Christopher Blake, Levi Shones. They have retired from the race. Also out, Tanner Sullivan, Brad Anamia, Jacob Lawler, and Bob Marshall. Top 10 as we go back to green. It's Rachel Williams, then Jake Rogers, Justin Perry, Aaron Reed is up to 4th, Jeff Ehlers 5th, and it's Ricky James, Mark George, Matthew McCormick, Jake Johnson, and Barney Ward, the top 10 as we get ready to go back under the green flag. I think, yeah, we've only got 14 cars on the racetrack. Only 14 cars on the lead lap. There's the new Verizon paint scheme on board the Jake Rogers machine as he's racing that here at Texas. Able to tell him apart from Stephen Dillon with them not having the same sponsorship of Discount Tires. But here comes and whoa, look out. Oh, Justin Perry gets turned. No, he doesn't. Aaron Reed gets turned instead. And Jeff Ehlers was in it. Oh my word, look at Jeff Ehlers flipping and barrel rolling. Oh, upside down and flipping is Ricky James, flipping and barrel rolling. Jack Richards, Bill Doberpool, Steve and Dillon, they're involved. Aaron Reed, Mark George. And I think Jake Rogers led under the caution flag. Oh, Richards, oh, Mark George. Man, hard licks being taken here. And the caution's out again. Let's see what happened. Well, from what I could tell, it looks almost like the same incident we had the last caution come out for. Aaron Reed gets into Justin Perry, and it slides him up the racetrack, and it just takes Jeff Ehlers and Mark George along with him. But that's some pretty hard impact right there. And look at the 97 car. Oh, Ricky James gets a piece right there. Oh, 97 actually landed on top of Ricky James there. Mark George was also flying and was airborne. But right there, this grass area, that's not a best friend to a barrel rolling race car. It just keeps the car going and going and going. Look at William Duncan make it by in his new Monster Energy Toyota. And the 99 just keeps flipping and barrel rolling. But I think up here, Ricky James is going to get nailed. And he gets nailed by Stephen Dillon, and his car goes sliding around. And barrel rolling down the front straightaway as well. Oh, man, nowhere for Jack Richards to go. And Bill Doberpool right into it as well. It was just, when there's a wreck that occurs here on the front straightaway, the cars slide up towards the outside retaining wall, so it blocks the whole track, literally. And, boy, Ricky James, Jeff Ehlers, and Mark George, they all went for wild, wild rides. Let's take a few onboard cameras. We got 4 onboard cameras that we're going to drive on with, maybe 5, and here's the first one. This is with Mark George. Look, oh my goodness, did you see the air that car got? And there's Jeff Ehlers just ahead, flipping, barrel rolling, and that little Debbie car, it's done. No doubt about that. As he drives by the disabled car of Jeff Ehlers. Let's go on board now with the Ehlers machine. At this point, Jeff Ehlers was running in 5th. I don't think when he came out of turn 4, he was expecting this to happen. Fortunate thing is that car landed back on all 4 wheels. That was a wild ride, though. Let's go on board now with Ricky James. Now, for the Aaron's Dream Machine, this is a little bit more like a nightmare. Watch Ricky James just nail the 97 right here. Oh, man. And then right here's the hit from Stephen Dillon. And around he flips. Oh my goodness, boy, that car barrel rolled a few more times than I expected. Let's go on board another driver. On board with the driver who started in the 2nd position, Jack Richards. Wreck happens up ahead of him. Oh, he did a good job missing Aaron Reed there. And then, track just closes up for him. Bill Doberpool, same deal right there. Wow. We got one last camera angle, and that's with Stephen Dillon. Now, Stephen Dillon right here is right behind Jack Richards, and he makes the pass on Richards. Richards sees the wreck up ahead. Dillon goes full steam ahead, and Ricky James right back up the racetrack. Oh, and there's where Dillon gets nailed by both Jack Richards and Bill Doberpool. As if that car wasn't damaged enough, Stephen Dillon heavily damaged again. Now, lights are out atop the pace car. We're going to have a 1-lap shootout to decide this race. Jake Rogers out in front. 2nd is Justin Perry. Rachel Williams 3rd. Jake Johnson in 4th. 5th is Barney Ward. 6th place is... who is it? Matthew McCormick, and William Duncan is in 7th. That's it. Those are the cars left on the racetrack and on the lead lap. Everybody else has retired from the race after quite a few hard licks here today in this qualifying race. Right now, the top 3 spots being held by Rogers, Perry, and Rachel Williams, our pole sitter. And I'm just thinking to myself, I know there's a rivalry that's going on over another series between Matthew McMurray and Justin Perry. If Justin Perry qualified his way into this race, that feud would move over here into the Snickers Cup Series because Matthew McMurray is already in the top 35 in points. So will we have a rivalry on our hands heading into the Farewell to Janesboro's 400? It'd be very interesting to see if that happens. But anything can happen in 1 lap. A driver can go from 5th to 1st. We've seen that happen before here in just 1 lap at Texas. But Jake Rogers, in the new sponsorship of Verizon, wants to win another qualifying race. I think this would be a 2nd qualifying race win. He'd get himself into the race, and the green flag is displayed for the number 92. Oh, Rachel Williams, pole sitter, moved out to the high side. That may have cost her a spot of transferring in. Justin Perry, though, getting shoved by Jake Johnson. Here comes Barney Ward as well. Battle on for third, battle on for the lead. Perry to the inside, but Johnson throws the block. But Perry sticks it down there anyways. Battle for the lead, battle for the transfer spot of third. It looks like Justin Perry is going to get by on a last lap pass, win the race. Jake Rogers, though, will transfer as well, along with the Toyota of Barney Ward. Great racing there, and what a heartbreak for Rachel Williams. Man, she was just so close to transferring and stayed out front all day long, started on the pole, and she's going to be one position short, it looks like, finishing in the 4th position. But Justin Perry, guess what, folks? The McMurray-Perry rivalry will come to Texas and to the NNSCRA as Justin Perry has transferred his way in. He and Matthew McMurray will meet in the Farewell to Janes Bros 400. Also joining him will be Barney Ward and Jake Rogers, who have also transferred themselves into those final 3 transfer spots. Thanks for watching the NNSCRA. You've been watching the NNSCRA Sports Channel, offline racing at its best.